Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you.
And today, Nico, we're here to start off another wonderful week's worth of content. Well, yes, as you can tell, I've changed up my look a little bit. Nico, what do you mean? I got a new haircut. I also trimmed my mustache and my goatee. He didn't do it exactly like how I wanted it, but overall, I enjoy it. And now let's get on to the actual substance of the video. Before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive videos, weekly live streams, and to be a part of said live streams where we have a multifaceted conversation on various topics with a varied panel. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in. And the Patreon exclusive was me going more into detail about the Ezra Arcane and By Addiction situation, which is over on Patreon. If you're interested in that, go check it out. I already gave you a synopsis last week, but let's get on to last video's comment, where someone basically said the story about prison being Disneyland for gay people has some more context to it. Basically, if you would go back and watch the full interview, seeing as how the name of the interviewer was still in the video that I posted, you could go back and see that he basically came from a life of trauma and hardship, and that by 18, he was unhoused and doing super happy adult fun time work, shaft if you did not know, to get by, and ended up getting hooked on Tina before he actually got put into prison at 18. So when you wrap all of those talking points into the conversation, in his specific scenario, it makes sense why he would see prison as Disneyland, seeing as how it is 3 square meals a day. He now has order and structure, but he is still allowed to indulge in his vices and or do what he has to do to get what he wants. So it adds more context to the situation, but overall I do want to re-emphasize that prison is not something that should be tantalizing and or over exaggerated as a great escape. In his situation, it made sense, seeing as how outside of jail his life was filled with hardships from birth. But outside of that, no one should be looking at prison and or prison-based content surrounding ATLT as some form of fantasy. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get on to the actual video. Ciao. Khalid is gay. Nico, who is Khalid? Tell me what your love. That's the last Khalid song. I know. Nico, I'm gonna be quite frank with you. I'm not like very well versed or up to date on Khalid's music in particular, but I know him and Normani ate that one thing. Yeah, Normani's gonna have a comeback. Just wait for it. The album was actually really good. The rollout was sloppy, but that's not what we're here for. Today we're going to be talking about Khalid getting outed by a very well-known, popular OnlyFans content creator, not so popular singer, popular Instagram boy, Hugo Almonte. I think that's his name. I'll double check before I upload this video. Basically, I'll go through both sides of the story and then we'll come to the middle to find where the truth lies, because the truth is always in the middle of both of the stories. So we're going to be starting off with Hugo's perspective, and I want to preface this by saying I do believe he was probably going through a mental episode. Nico, this is not me caping for him, because girl, we're about to get into everything that he said. I wanted to preface it because as of late, he hasn't been posting as much, but he'll randomly log on and post something extremely negative about like the industry, and then he'll delete it and come back and say, oh, I was hacked. So after basically saying, I hope everybody's doing well and sending out love and positivity to everybody, he decided to log on and air out the industry, starting with Khalid, his ex-boyfriend. So I also went back and watched the Armon Wiggins interview. I usually don't watch Armon Wiggins for the sole fact that I don't like the way he talks about black women, but I had to get like the full perspective on this. So if you want to hear Hugo's side, definitely go watch that video. I feel like Armon backtracked a little bit just based on what he said in the video prior to talking about Hugo, but it's also because he got some information wrong and Hugo came on and clarified it, though most people in the comments didn't believe it. Basically, he came online and said, I used to date this one gay R&B singer, and he was ugly, and then he had the nerve to go around and tell people that I robbed him after I broke up with him because I didn't want to be with him. Mind you, the caption I just said was kind of cleaned up because he called him a bitch ass Nico, and people were upset saying, how can you say the N-word? And I'm sitting here like, and in my opinion, I'm not upset. Nico, no, this isn't a double standard because Hugo clearly has black in him. Like, looking at him, this isn't even a Cardi B situation. Like, when we look at original pictures of Cardi B where she did not identify as black, Hugo has always identified as black connected to some sort. I know that he's Dominican. I don't know if he's also biracial, but looking at him phenotypically, he has blackness in him. So if people allow Doja Cat to say the N-word, if people allow Logic to say the N-word, if people allow Drake to say the N-word, all of them have close phenotypes to Hugo. So I'm not going to be upset about that one in particular. So I will also not be adding in the conversation of non-black gays dating black gays. I also wanted to come out and say that I noticed this particular situation has brought out a lot of xenophobia within black people. Nico calling him like the Party City Bad Bunny when Bad Bunny is like Puerto Rican, he's not Dominican. Or Almonte basically coming out saying nobody want to hear all that guala guala taco music. And my thing is, I'm sorry, my roommate is making coquito for Thanksgiving. My thing is, guala guala, I understood that was like a baddies reference, but calling it taco music because he's Dominican doesn't make sense. But Almonte has always said things like that. When he got into it with Cardi B, he called her a Mexican because a lot of people, not only just black people, tend to use Mexican as a slur towards other Latino communities for the sole fact that they're basically saying you're all just Mexicans. Nothing is wrong with being Mexican. I have amazing Mexican friends, but it's being used derogatory. So clearly you understand what people are saying. Because people have done that to me on YouTube where they come here and say, we don't come online to talk about Selena Quintanilla. Why would you talk about black issues? And I'm like, first and foremost, I'm African American and Dominican. Secondly, Selena was Mexican. It's a slur. It's derogatory. But I will say there is a clear distinction, colorism and featureism. So in this particular situation, he continued to go on a rant, basically calling out all black gay people in the industry, saying that he messed around with a rapper, your favorite gay rapper. He ate it like groceries and it was terrible. Your favorite gay R&B singer gave him that and it was bad too. He said that he was messing with a producer, that he was paying for everything. They was working on his music career, and then he got with one of those botch face models and he stopped responding to me. Nico, he was going off. He was going off, and he named Khalid in particular because he said, and you had the nerve to go around telling people that I stole from you when I broke up with you because I didn't want to be with you anymore. So that is what was all stated at one point, and then conversations began to roll out about what he said. And a lot of people, first and foremost, majority people were sitting there going, okay, but even if he spread a rumor that you stole, why would you go out and out him to the world? And people were trying to come down on the term outing because Khalid, if you did not know, was an open secret. So I have people that are familiar with Hollywood. I have people that work in the industry. They all came out and said, to me personally, everybody knew Khalid was gay in LA, but outside of LA, no one knew. It's kind of like a social bubble where the community knows about this one said person, but everyone else outside of it does not. So it can affect Khalid's career as an R&B singer, even if most of his crowd is white people. If we're being quite real, most of his music is catered to white people. So it could still affect his career as an R&B singer. So I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that Hugo did not do harm, because honestly, I feel like he did that as a form of retaliation to affect his bags. From what we've learned, from what Hugo just said, he has been with rapper after singer, after rapper, after producer, after he's basically been like passed around the entertainment industry, and people continuously promise to help him with his career. People continuously promise to work with him, try to put him on, but at the end of the day, they're just using him for sexual purposes. So I personally understand that frustration, seeing as how since I moved to New York City, I've had people offer me jobs, I have people offer me events, I've had people offer me parties, and it all boils down to coochie. And I'm not one of those type of people, so the offers usually fall through because I'm not going to sleep with somebody to do business. I built my own business up from the ground. Why would I use my body to get what I want when I've been using my brain to do it? You know, and that's no shame to the people that go by the model of sleeping up. It's just like Lana Del Rey said, I've slept with many men in the industry. None of them have done anything for my career. So people will basically dangle a dream in front of you, hoping that you bite the carrot to try to get it. No pun intended. So I personally feel like that was Hugo's frustration, especially now that, since someone perfectly put it, I don't understand why y'all are acting like Khalid didn't come out and clear this up, because at the time, Khalid never said that he didn't spread the rumor that Hugo stole from him. He didn't. And as of now, he's come out and made a public statement, but we'll get to his statement in a few. But just know that he basically came out and confirmed, me and Hugo dated 5 years ago. We have not talked for 4 years. And yes, I did spread that rumor. He said I didn't publicly spread the rumor, but yes, I told my friends and they probably told other people, so it got around. So in this particular situation, Khalid is not innocent. I don't understand why everybody bypassed it. I guess because the reaction Hugo had far outweighed the initial rumor that he spread about him. But at the same time, I can't tell people how to react if you're spreading rumors that are damaging to me. Because if Hugo's entire thing is, I'm the Hollywood pass around, even if it's not doing anything for his career, I'm assuming it's coming with benefits, because he even went on to express in Armon's interview, I'm not an escort, you know, I wasn't paid to be in a relationship with him, but we did travel across the world, we had fine dining, we went shopping, we were on trips together, we enjoyed each other. So yeah, he was benefiting. So I understand like it's not a clean cut give me money scenario, but Khalid and Hugo basically said he was benefiting from dating him. He was traveling the world, having expenses paid. So coming online to act like that wasn't a factor is silly to me. That also brings up the conversation that people were having about Hugo's proximity to black men. So in particular, when Hugo in the past has dated publicly, as in men that he has actively claimed, men that he's posted romantic photos with, men that he's posted kissing, hugging on dates with, are all biracial to racially ambiguous. It's the truth. Most of them don't even look like they have black attached to them. Hugo, in particular, looks like he's adjacent to black and or a very light-skinned black person. The men that he dates do not. they don't. I have pictures. But every time he is connected to a celebrity, anytime he is connected to somebody that has money, to somebody that has influence, it is an unambiguous dark-skinned black person who he does not publicly claim. As we all remember with the whole Denzel situation where they released a video saying, me and my ex are in a car. I remember when that video came out and everybody was like, huh. Just because Denzel is a racially unambiguous black person and Hugo has never been in pictures with black people, he's never been cited on dates with black people, so to hear that he was secretly dating a famous influencer blew a lot of people away. So now that he's basically come out and say all the black gays in the industry are ugly and they don't do shit and they're untalented, and come to find out he slept his way through all of them hoping he'd get a breakthrough, it's the, you know, proof is in the pudding. So from there, Khalid basically had to come out and tell his side of the story, because people were rightfully saying, okay, well, you just outed this man. People were lightly defending Khalid, saying, okay, well, Hugo looks like he steals. I'm going to have to play devil's advocate. I can't sit up here and believe every word Khalid says if we can't also take Hugo's account into consideration. So like Khalid stated, he said that rumor. He spread that rumor. But from there, he wanted it to just end.
What's up, y'all? It's Khalid here. I just wanted to come on here and address some things so we could just leave this all in the past. I know I don't have to, but I feel like it's important that I speak my side of the situation. So if you want to listen to it or whatever, there you go. All right, I'm going to speak about the pink cocaine thing. I've never done cocaine a day in my life. I don't place myself in those scenarios. I'm not in those surroundings. I smoke weed. And I drink a little bit, but I've never done cocaine a day in my life. For real. Let's tackle this escorting thing. I've never paid for sex a day in my life. Ever. I've never paid anybody to date me. I've never paid anybody to be in a relationship with me. ever. I'm honestly just trying to watch my tone right now, but that dude and I dated 4 to 5 years ago, y'all. The last time that I talked to this guy was 4 years ago, y'all. This is all random. I don't know why he did it. I don't know what's going on with him. You know, mental health is real. But I haven't even had a conversation or seen this dude in 4 years. I've never accused anybody publicly of breaking into my house. I've never accused anybody publicly of breaking into my house. The only people who even know about a break-in are my close circle. None of y'all, nobody knew. Because I don't want everybody in my business. Then again, y'all, this is 4 years ago. This is 4 years ago. Where is this coming from? You tell me. Because I really don't know. The only reason I'm even clearing up any of this is because, like, it's just a little triggering seeing the few comments. It's not that it's this running narrative or anything like that. But it's triggering seeing the few comments of people painting me as if I'm just some manipulative abuser. It's just crazy to me. Regarding the stories of the abuse, it's triggering. It's triggering. Because it's the other way around. And that's what hurts. That's what hurts the most. I'm not gonna run around like I'm the best guy in the world. Like, if you know me, you already know that's not how I get down. But yeah, all of this is definitely frustrating. I want all of this to be over just like y'all. It's literally one of the main reasons why I don't involve myself in any trauma, why I stay out the way. I don't like this. So I'm not gonna run around like I'm unbothered. I never said I was unbothered by anything. This is very bothering. For real. But yeah, I just had to say something. So that's that. Clearly I need to go. But peace. And one thing, wait. Any music that's coming out this month, next month, whatever it is, was supposed to happen before all of this. I'm okay with where I'm at. I don't need a publicity stunt for attention. It's not my vibe. If y'all know me, you'll know. But I'll see y'all later. Peace.
He's like, okay, I don't understand why you chose to bring this up right now. But at this point, yes, I'm gay. It's nothing that we all have to sit and harp on. Let's move past it. So people then begin to say, oh, well, you must only date non-black men. Because that conversation has started. And someone rightfully said, y'all saw him attached to one light-skinned man. And now the rumors of him not dating black people is beginning to circulate, because I don't understand how y'all went from victimizing him to villainizing him within the span of 48 hours, but welcome to Twitter. Hey Nico, I just wanted to also add in that another performer actually came out and tied himself to Khalid, basically saying Khalid does prefer this phenotype, seeing as how he talked to me and Hugo, and they're fairly similar. I think his name is Supreme Beef. I'll insert a picture of him in the tweet. Maybe he was clout chasing, I don't know, but that's in circulation as well. So he had to come online and basically put out a public statement. And I'm glad I waited to do this, because he put it out yesterday, where he was basically like, yes, I spread it, but I have never paid to date someone. They even both said in Hugo's interview, we genuinely connected. Hugo said that they ran into each other at a bar and Khalid walked up to him and tried to interact with him. And Hugo basically said, he's not necessarily my type. I wasn't really attracted to him, but I decided to give him a chance. AKA, he's black, but he has money and wealth and fame and works in the industry that I want to break into. So they confirmed that they had a quote unquote genuine relationship. It just turned out to be a situation where he was also financially benefiting from it. So from here, I want to have the small conversation of, is Khalid undesirable? Because when Hugo logged online to basically call him ugly, a lot of people were coming online to say, how could you call Khalid ugly? Look at him and look at him and look at him. And what I will say, just based on my own opinion, Khalid is attractive. He's a very cute guy. But some people were being real about it. Nico, what do you mean? Somebody logged on and said, watch y'all tell it, Khalid should be on top of GQ magazine, when in reality, I did not even recognize him as a sexual being. Nico, what do you mean? Like, looking at Khalid, he's not one of those people you would look at and go, oh, I bet he hunches. Like, you would look at him and go, oh, he's cute, and he sings very beautifully. But there's a slight pushback with Hugo calling him ugly because it was based in anti-blackness and featureism, because Khalid is an unambiguous, average-looking black man. But now people are trying to overcorrect it by saying Khalid is one of the sexiest people alive. And once again, he is attractive, but I want y'all to be real right now. Before this happened, I've never seen any of y'all make a post going, oh, I gotta fuck Khalid. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. So once again, this isn't to say that he's unattractive or that he is ugly, because I personally don't like using that word. But I want y'all to be real about the responses that we're having, because when we talk about this, clearly it bothers Khalid. Clearly Hugo said something that he knows would hurt him, not only outing him, but insulting his appearance, because Khalid began to post videos of him smoking and dancing and listening to music while drinking, and people were like, I wish to be this unbothered. And somebody said, no, this is the pure definition of bothered, because he was not doing this before 2 days ago. Like, he's clearly trying to act like it's not fazing him, which I understand. Logging online to figure out that first you've been outed because you spread a rumor about somebody, but also that the entire world is having this polarizing and pretty even split conversation of if you're ugly or not, it would be damaging to anyone's self-esteem. Because once again, Khalid is not ugly. He is a very cute person. Somebody perfectly described it how I would describe it. I look at Khalid and go, he's a cutie patootie. Like, I would look at him and be like, oh, he's sweet. But Hugo, his entire brand is people want to him. That's what he does. He does OnlyFans. He does modeling. He tried to do music. It's not that great personally if you want to go listen to it. But as you can see, his entire brand is being a sex symbol. And I also feel like that was a reason why it was so easy for so many people to turn on him, because he actively put out a statement after everybody was dragging him. And then he immediately deleted it because they started dragging him harder, because he started off the conversation with, I understand that it's hard when someone that looks like me comes out and says something, but y'all can't just hate me for looking like me. I'm trying to speak my truth. You know, I was being silenced by him for the last 4 years about him spreading the rumor that I'm a thief. And people lit him up because I don't understand who needs to hear this. If you are in serious controversy, if you are in the hot seat, logging online to say, y'all just don't understand because I'm pretty and that's why you're hating me, it's not going to end up well for you. And he tried to correct it by saying, when I called Khalid ugly, when I called the black producer ugly, when I called your favorite black gay rapper, Lil Nas, I don't know why he called it straight, ugly, when I call your favorite gay black R&B singer ugly, I'm not talking about their appearances, I'm talking about their souls. And everybody rightfully laid back and went, bitch, you could have just said that to begin with. So clearly you were not talking about their souls. You were talking about them being unambiguously black. That's what you considered ugly about them. Because honestly, why would you date somebody that you thought was ugly? Why would you consistently sleep with men in Hollywood that have power and influence if you thought they were ugly, aside from trying to get something out of it? But with that being said, I'll leave the conversation up to y'all, because there is a lot to break down here. First and foremost, do you believe Khalid is the victim in this? Seeing as how he started all of this originally by spreading the rumor that Hugo is a thief when they broke up. Do you feel like Hugo's response was just out of pocket, seeing as how he could have had a one-on-one conversation with Khalid and cleared all of this up, rather than going public about it just because he knew that he's the one that started the rumor? How do you feel about Hugo? Because people are now calling him an opportunist and social climber, seeing as how Hugo has a nickname. Nico, what do you mean? Like, when I first moved to Brooklyn, I found out that he has the nickname Community Bike. What does that mean? Everybody's been in that hole in Brooklyn, Nico, and I don't like rumors like that, just because, girl, if you a hoochie, you a hoochie. If you want to get busy, get busy. But it correlates because now Hugo also has this rumor in Hollywood of sleeping with anybody black only if they have celebrity and influence that he can benefit from. That's the story that's coming out about him on two different coasts. So I can't sit up here and be like, well, because it's not even like I heard this from just one person. People in the industry, people in the community, they all have the full understanding that Hugo is an opportunist. So I understand it has to hurt to figure out that that's your public perception, but I want to hear your opinions down below. If you had the opportunity, seeing as how Hugo does have privilege, if you had the opportunity to basically sleep your way to the top, would you attempt to do it? Because I really feel like, in my personal opinion, this is me trying to find the truth in the middle. I feel like Hugo heard about the rumor that Khalid spread that he was a thief and it was getting around. If his entire brand is being a trophy boy and or a pass around within the industry, a reputation of being a thief is going to stop some bags. So yes, I understand if that got back to him and it stopped a future prospect, I too would be upset. But I don't know if I would come online to publicly out you about it. I'm just putting this all into perspective in my own opinion. That part is my opinion. The rest is everything they've said. But with that, I'll leave the conversation up to y'all. Do you feel like Khalid is the man with the most sex appeal? He should be on GQ, or do you feel like it's the public correction of Hugo demonizing black features by calling him ugly for being unambiguously black? Because once again, in my personal opinion, Khalid is cute. It's not like he's an ugly person, but he is not a quote unquote sex symbol that everyone's suddenly claiming he is. Because before this, nobody on this app, nobody on Twitter, maybe I missed the 1 to 2 tweets that sent it out, but no one has ever said, damn, I need me some Khalid. I've never seen y'all say that. So I understand it's like a public correction, but it's also like a steep contrast to where he was before this. Because if we're being real, Khalid has not been in public discussion for a long time. At least not in like the mainstream. I understand that people were like, oh, he recently got an award or he's nominated for awards. And he even said, this is not a publicity stunt. This has nothing to do with any future music that's coming out. I did not know he was going to do all this. But this is the most shine Khalid has gotten in a long time. But with all that being said, I hope I was coherent enough for y'all to follow along with all the mess and the tea. And I will see you guys next time. Boop. And happy Thanksgiving. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Calvin J and St. Crane. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. I believe we just hit 36K girlies. We going up. And unfortunately, this week's live streams will be canceled because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys either have a good time with your family or you're able to enjoy your built family with your friends and your community, and that you stay warm and have a good full meal. Yes, this siren is gonna kill me. This siren is gonna kill me. Like, I hate New York City so much. I don't understand why it's always loud. Why is something always happening in this city? So basically,